Hello and welcome to the second race here at Fuji Short of the Rei Sportscar Championship. This is the second round and the second race of this round. We've got a 20-minute race in store for you. And here is our grid. So we've got a reverse grid from the previous race results, which was brilliantly won by Op. At the front of this race, we have Samios, who was unable to start the first race, so he is on pole position. In second place, we have Cyberstrike, who sadly DNF'd, but then that puts him on the front row for this race. Third place, we've got Pix Tekka. Fourth place, we've got Luke Mitchell. Fifth place, we've got Yulanga. Sixth is Scanny Flick. Seventh is Tyler. Then we've got Mako, Alex, Scuderia, Happy Hippie, Sig Rezo Nico, Charlie Fraser, who got a podium in the previous race, Bradders V starting 14th, starting near the back again, and Opvacos 2 started pole last race but now is right at the back after his win. So let's start this race with, we'll start it on board here with Sammy. So as we saw in the opening race, it was very hectic. It was a big rush to try and gain positions quickly all throughout the field, because in such a short race, strategy doesn't matter as much, and we found a lot of people were trying to use their mediums about 7 laps. Some use less, some use more, but generally we found a lot of people pitting around lap 6, lap 7, and we are away here at Fuji Short. So we've got Sammy leading by Cyber, and then there's a big gap here to Pix, who has been left for dust here. We've got Luke Mitchell making a move on the outside. We've got a few moves further back. We've got Happy Hippie on the inside. And Luke Mitchell goes around the outside of Pix, both in black and red cars. That's a good move, but he's ran wide, and he's spun, and that's Luke Mitchell down to the back of the field. Scanny Flick moves up to 4th. Langer moves up as well. That's really unfortunate there for Luke Mitchell, who was rejoined in, I think, 13th place? No, he's rejoined even further back from that. So that's a disastrous start there. If we go further back up, so Scanny's now defended from Yulanga, both in this and GTRs. Tyler is up 6th on the outside. Contact between Scud and Happy Hip, I think. It's generally quite clean, though. All a bit more contact, but they get through safely. So as we're going up to 3, can we see any moves being made? Scuderia tries to go on the outside there of Tyler, and bit of contact, bit of contact with Hippie. Happy Hippie has now moved up to 7th. That's a good move there. Slight bit of contact there, and Happy Hippie is now being forced a little bit wide. As we go further back, we've got Alex trying to overtake Mako, and then we've got a big group of cars here with Charlie, Op, and Charlie almost gets loose and goes into Op, and Op has now fallen back to the last position as Luke is making some good moves there on the inside of the final turn. That is good work there from the debutant. So we go further up, and something has happened to Nick. Nick's lost it at the final corner, so he was running in second, and this has just given Sammy a massive advantage here at the front. This could be a great result now. But yeah, so he just ran wide and rejoining the track. He was a bit too aggressive, pushed a bit too hard on the AstroTurf, and it just sent him straight into the wall. So he rejoins, I believe, outside of the top 10. Meanwhile, we've got very close here between all 3 Nissan GTRs here. Well, not all 3, but 3 of them. And you can, look at that, it's so beautiful seeing all of these GT500 cars coming to turn 1, almost 3-4 wide. Scanny there moved up to 2nd there, some good overtaking. But all this is giving Sammy a big lead. You can barely even see his car now. Langer on the inside there at turn 4 and turn 5. The outside for the turn 6 hairpin. Oh, if he pulled that off, that is one of the best moves I've seen so far this round. That was superb. Maybe that means he's on softer compounder tyres, medium as opposed to the hards. We can find out sort of as the strategies come into play and the pit stops come into play. Meanwhile, further back, we've got Pix on the inside of Tyler. Tyler's forced off wide, and Happy Hippie there on the inside again out of that corner, just like last lap. Contact there between Pix and Scud and Happy. They all somehow get through, but very touch and go. Scuderia Sig is pushed out wide, it seems, as well. So a lot of contact. It's very argy-bargy here on lap 2 of this race. It's only a 20-minute race, so there does seem to be a lot of pressure from everybody in this race to make up positions quickly. So I think Sig is going to make a move on Tyler. Ali, I think this is where Sig's power disadvantage is coming into play. So Sig only has 99% power, he's got a slight power ballast, and that is making it hard for him to make moves. Meanwhile, Mako there, is that almost a move? No, slightly too far back. And we've now got side-by-side action. It's actually spread out quite a bit near the front. So Scanny Flicker's now lost out. So yeah, we had a good move here from Happy on the inside of turn 1. There is that retake. Oh, and then contact with Pix, I think, because that's Scanny wide. No, Scanny stays on the track. A little bit loose there with Pix, but Pix stays in 5th. And then, we had Tyler on the inside of Scuderia there being forced. I don't know if he was actually forced off the track or not, but so much action, and not necessarily all for the good. So Sig trying to make a move on the inside of turn 6, and there was contact between Tyler and Pix. I think Tyler's been his own demise there. Meanwhile, further back we've got Alex and Brother side by side. We've got Charlie almost off the grass. Up front, so we've got Scanny, Scuderia, Sig. That is carnage. We've got almost 5 wide as we go into sector 3. And this is such a range of different drivers. Some of these drivers starting in the front, some of these starting near the back after a good result in race 1. Oh, that is a beautiful shot there. Shot of the final hairpin. And who was that at the back? It's Cyber. So Cyber had another incident. MMR Luke Mitchell, after his opening lap sort of foray into the grass, is still with the pack, so that's good for him. We've got Scuderia here fighting with Scanny Flick, with Sig just behind, and I think Sig might be able to get the pass on Scanny as well as Scud. Scud into 4th, Happy 3rd, Langer 2nd, and Sammy's 1st. Meanwhile, I think Sammy might have made a mistake, because Langer's right on him, and Langer's actually made the move for the lead. So Langer, who's had a few disappointing races, he hasn't scored any points over this season, but here he's actually leading this race here at Fuji Short. Further back in this gaggle of cars is still fighting tooth and nail to go into the really tight right-hander. Alex defends well. Charlie there on the back of Opfacost. Meanwhile, Sammy's actually dropped down to 3rd place now. Let's catch a replay of this. Oh, so he's just run wide at the right-hand turn. It's such a tough corner. Yeah, missed the apex. Probably braked a little bit too late, and that is the Williams Lexus into 2nd place. The Williams Lexus of Happy, that is. So Scuderia and Sig are now fighting for 4th and 5th. Oh no, Sammy's actually pitting very early on. Meanwhile, we'll look at this battle between Sig and Scuderia. Sig to the inside. I think he might be able to make a clean move into turn 1, but that power percentage ballast might affect him. That's a very, very late move there by Scuderia, it seemed. Very tight into turn 1. Can Sigros and Nico get him on the exit? They're still side by side as we enter turn 3. This is amazing racing here at Fuji Short. Scuderia stays on the inside. That should be defended. Sig almost off the track, but yeah, that's well defended there from Scuderia there. We've got Scanny and Brothers waiting in the wings. This has been a good recovery drive from Sig after starting near the back of this race. He had a couple of mistakes in race 1, and he'll want to rectify this for race 2 and possibly actually win this event. So further back, I think we've had a few pit stops, so we know that Sammy's pitted. Mako I don't think has pitted. I think Mako has actually made a big error. So we got Scuderia, Sig. Bradder's on the inside of Scani. Can he make that stick? No, Scani gets a superb run out of the corner, and actually the driver who finished second in every race so far has been re-overtaken here on the back straight, sorry, the main straight. We got Langer, who was up front now in the pit lane. He was on medium tyres. He's got now 8 more laps to last on the hard tyres. We've got Brothers on the inside of Scani now, trying to make this move finally pay off. Take him a couple of attempts. Can he do it now? Seems like it. Unless Scani can get back, and there we've got Sig on the inside of Happy Hippie. Sig on the outside. Sig actually makes that move further back. Brothers is now fully ahead of Scani. We got Op, we got Alex, we've got Charlie and Tyler. Further back to Langer, who has now pitted and I believe is first place. As the leaders, and who was that spinning? Was that Luke Mitchell? Or was it even Mako? Someone here has had a big off. So we're running here with Pixteca in the Nissan GTR, and oh, that's really just a small incident between the two drivers, and that is Pig sent around. Cyber is now in 12th position. Sammy, who has pitted, is now catching up Pixteca, who is yet to pit. Ali, will Sammy actually make the move here on Pixteca around the outside of turn 6? Oh, big contact. Sig sent a little bit further, Sammy sent a bit further wide than he would have wanted. Meanwhile, oh, and there's it wasn't our race leader, but Sig, who is our championship leader, has gone off again. So he went off in race 1, and now he's gone off in race 2, and quite crucially there, he's actually rejoined in 4th position behind championship rival Brothers V. It's still early on in the season, and with off the cost having a good race 1 here, the championship is definitely wide open, but certainly one of the big competitors from Suzuka, Brothers V, is now ahead of Sig, and Sig makes an early jump into the pit, so he wasn't hard, so now he's going to go for medium tyres for the next 8 laps. So that's almost like an undercut attempt here on the British driver, who is also on hard tyres and will be needing to go onto the medium tyres. Meanwhile, leading this race, we've got the Dutch driver and Scuderia driver, followed closely by Happy Hippie as they go through turn 3. Nicely done. Scani flicking up the cost racing carefully. So off the cost had a little bit of a poor start to this race, struggled to gain ground, a little bit of contact with others, not necessarily his fault, but he is now making some ground. And he might get into 4th place now on the exit of turn 6. Can he do it as we go through turn 7, 8 and 9? They're hardly turns, they're just sort of kinks in the straight. They used to be an oval, essentially. But no, I can't do it. But Scani's run wide, I think that is now the 4th place there available for Op, as he does get that. So as we go, we've got a battle for the lead here between Scuderia and Happy. And Happy's actually going on the outside. Can he make the move stick now? Ali might even go into the pits. Scuderia hops into the pits, and Happy Hippie, I think, is following. No, well, Scuderia enters the pits. Brothers V enters the pits. Happy Hippie actually stays out. Now, it'll be interesting to see where both of those drivers come out in regards to drivers such as Langer, Sammy, and Sig and Nico, because all of them have pitted. So if we go further back, we've got the top 3 here who have not pitted. We've got Langer in 4th. Luke Mitchell, I don't believe... No, Luke Mitchell has yet to pit. Meanwhile, who's going to be out in front? So we've got Scuderia, Brothers V and Sig, and this is... So, can Sig's undercut attempt work here on Brothers? Oh, slight contact between the two. And Sig... Oh, Sig ends up on the curve there. That's pretty unlucky for Sig. It's very tough racing between the two. That was crucial for position, because if Sig had got ahead, he probably could have stayed ahead for the entire race, but now he's got to try and overtake Brothers while on being older tyres, but he is probably the faster of the two here at Fuji today. So all 3 of these have pitted. Meanwhile, behind in 9th place is Sammy, who has also pitted. Alex just pitted, so he will be fighting with Sammy pretty soon. And out front, we've got some racing here, I think. They're pretty close together, it seems. Op, Scanny and Hippie. All of them have got to pit. So we see Happy Hippie there coming to pit, the number 79. Number 86 there of Op. Yep, he pits. And Scanny Flick also enters the pit. So Op was on hard tyres, so he'll be on the mediums. Happy Hippie was on the medium, so he's got 6 laps to do on the hards. And Scanny Flick was also on the hards along with the Norwegian driver of Op. So Langer now leads this race. He has pitted. He's got a good 4-second lead there to Brothers V, who I believe will be in second place. And at least Brothers V has overtaken Scuderia. We've got to check this out, because this is potentially for second place in the overall race. So it seems as if the moves happen in Sector 3. So I've gone back quite far, it seems, so maybe a bit too far, but yeah, so Brothers V gets a really good run out there, penultimate corner, and goes for the inside here in the final corner. Now we saw earlier when Brothers were racing with Scanny that Scanny got a good run, but Brothers V held onto the apex tightly and Scuderia driver was unable to get the overlap on the exit of the corner. So as we try to skip back to more recent footage, so this is coming back where the car's coming out of the pits. So Langer in first, second Brothers, Sig is just behind Scuderia in third, and oh, that is so close here. We've got 5 people battling now for second place, because Happy Hippie has rejoined in 5th, with Ombercost almost inside the British driver. And here, so a lot of these people are pitted on different laps, they're on different tyres. And all of these drivers have made their pit stop. Now, further back, so Scanny's made his pit stop and he's managed to rejoin in front of Alex and Sammy. Alex has actually got ahead of Sammy. So it's a move into the penultimate corner. A little bit of side-by-side contact, Sammy on the outside, but no, that the move was done there for the Irish. No. Because these are battles that potentially are for about 6th or 7th as the sort of tyre structure come into play and people who may be on hards now fall slightly back. People who are on mediums now will probably come back through the field. Now the fastest lap of the race so far might be from... well, I'm not too sure. But we've got Scuderia driver here defending heavily from Ombercost, with Happy Hippie just behind. So Ombercost has actually managed to overtake Happy Hippie and now he's going on the inside of Scuderia. Good defence there from Scuderia. Further back, and Brothers V's actually got a little bit of a gap to Sig, so Sig might have made a mistake. So this lap time he's done is a 28.9, which is certainly off the pace, especially if you compare it to the fastest lap here from Brothers V of a 27.8. So Sig lost a second just on that lap, and further back, oh, Happy Hippie makes a late lunge and that contact with Sig, Scud, sorry, almost sends Scud spinning, and Ombercost sadly regains the position on the exit as we approach turn 3. Further back, so Charlie Fraser, who had a really good result in race 1, is steadily plodding along in 9th position. He's had a very clean race so far, not had that many mistakes, I believe. Sammy has dropped back now to 10th position after starting on pole position. Tyler is in 11th place in his target Lexus. MMR Luke Mitchell in 12th position. Cyberstrike in 13th after the incidents that have occurred earlier on in the race. We've got Mako here having a pretty unusual race, I'd say, in 14th. I don't think that people expected him to be this far down the order after his superb results at Suzuka. And then in the final place, 15th, we've got Pixtecker. So Pixtecker's just made a pit stop, so maybe on fresh tyres he'll be able to close in on the field. So we've got Langer leading, closely followed by Brothers V. So Brothers V catching him up. Brothers V done another 27, Further back, we've also got a battle here for 4th, so Obvicos finally making the move here on the Dutch driver. So Obvicos gone from 15th to 4th so far in this race. Or has Scuderia got it? Oh, contact between the two, and that's Scuderia almost sent round. We've got Obvicos, even after that contact, I think he'll manage to keep the position as we go into turn 3. Obvicos defends the inside, and yep, that has got him the position. So we've got about 3.5 laps to go. We're on lap 14. It should be a 14-lap race. And reminder that for race 3, the reverse race result from here will be the grid for race 3. And is that Scuderia off the track? It is, and that'll be time lost. It'll mostly be time lost because his tyres have got really, really dirty on the exit of the corner. And he, I believe, missed the apex there for that uphill right-hander. And he's losing even more time to Happy if he's now closed back in for 5th position. If we go further up, and we've now got the battle for the lead, and I've missed an overtake. So if we look through this carefully, so Langer's gone wide there at the same time that Scuderia did. And yes, we've missed that apex, and now we've got Brennan on the inside. As we loop through the elevation of Fuji, it's definitely the best thing about Fuji. And Brothers Me makes the move on the inside for the lead. Sig almost goes in as well, so Sig's actually catching back up and could potentially get a win out of this. Both leads to the inside, so Langer had a little bit of slipstream. Sig is unable to make a move, it seems, with only 99% power up. Ooh, he has actually managed to sneak a move. That's a really good move there from Sig on the inside. Sig moves into 2nd place. Langer on very old tyres now. He pitted on lap 5? He pitted on lap 5, so his tyres are certainly wearing down, and he might even fall down into 4th place as Op sneaks on the inside here in turn 5. There's slight contact between the two, and that's Langer off the track. Langer rejoins. But that is now up into 3rd place, and further back we've got very close racing here between Happy Hip and Scud, and Scud makes it stick into turn 6. I don't know if he was attacking or defending, but this is side-by-side racing between the two, and oh, that's very aggressive. They're still together. Somehow they both survive with neither of them spinning, and this is very weird racing. We're going to cut away from it. Scanny flick going off the track, and that might be a move possible for Charlie Fraser in 8th position. He goes to the outside here for the uphill right-hander, tries to get the cut back here on the exit. Side by side, contact between the two, and is that Charlie's off the track? No, Charlie manages to stay on track, and he's still fighting here for 8th position with Scanny. And we've the leader spun. We've missed it, but the leader's gone off the track. So Brothers V, with just 2 laps to go, has made a crucial error here as we approach the final corner and lost the lead to Sig. So Brothers under pressure here, had a poor last lap, and he's just braked a little bit too late, got off the track, and that's lost both those positions. Oh, and he's lost it again, so I think on dirty tyres. Dirty tyres after being on the AstroTurf caused him to lose another spot here to Langer. So what was seemingly going to be Brothers V's first win of the Rei Sportscar Series Championship here in the GT500 cars. Well, it's all been thrown away now. We cut back to Scanny and Charlie, so they were having side-by-side action in the 3rd sector. Scanny's been able to hold on to the position now. Meanwhile, if we go back to the battle for the lead, and Op is on, I believe, 2 lap fresher tyres than Sig, or possibly even 3 lap fresher tyres, hounding Sig, and Sig has the fastest lap of the race, but Sig pitted on lap 6. Meanwhile, Op, I believe, pitted on lap 8. We saw them all rejoin really close to each other. I mean, if you remember correctly, Op was behind Happy after his pit stop, so he's overtaken Happy, he's overtaken Brothers, and now he might even overtake Sig. He's on the inside, and Obvikos takes the lead with just 1 lap to go, but Sig still holding on. They're side-by-side racing. This is a great battle, so both of these have won championships in the past. They know each other very well. It's very fair racing so far. Sig holds on to the lead for now, but this is where Obvikos' very slight power advantage might come into play. Meanwhile, third, Bradesvik has got past Langer, so that's a little bit of damage limitation there. So we approach the final lap here for these leaders. Sig defending pretty much as heavily as he can without forcing off the track. Op goes to the outside, he tries to go near the curb. Meanwhile, people from 6th place back have been shown the checkered flag, it seems. Oh, and that's Op spun. Op has spun on the exit of the corner. He got on the curb, and that is Op's 2nd place gone. He was fighting for the lead. Now he is down to 5th. That is disastrous. Now, I guess fortunately for him, the checkered flag's come out for the drivers behind. He might have lost more ground, but he's got pretty much a guaranteed top 5 finish here. Further back, Happy is now on Langer, so Langer's tyres are dead. They truly are dead. He's been on them for, what? He's been on them for like 9 laps. I don't know if they're mediums or hards. If it's hards, it's not too bad. But as we approach the final few corners of this race, they're looking very good for Sig, Rez and Nico to take the win here of race 2 at Fuji. Further back though, Scudero was 6th, Alex was 7th, Scanny Flick was 8th, Charlie Fraser was 9th, Luke Mitchell 10th, Tyler 11th, Sammy was 12th, 13th was Cyber, Mako 14th, Pix 15th, but your winner here today in race 2 is Sig. 2nd place will be Brothers V, 3rd will be Langer it seems, unless Happy can get the run. Op will be in 5th, we're fighting here for 3rd. At the end of the race, Sig crosses the line, Brothers is in 2nd, and I think Happy might get it. No, Langer gets 3rd, Happy 4th, Robert, known as Op, gets 5th, and I hope you enjoyed race 2 here at Fuji Short.